Well, everybody. We are back in New Orleans. The best Scrabble event of the year, the Crescent City Cup, has returned. This is Matt Canik on headset, and I'm joined by the great Conrad Bassett-Bouchard. Conrad, say hey to everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Awesome. So for those who haven't seen the announcements, we will be showing CSW games in the morning of both today and tomorrow, and NWL games for the afternoon session. So we'll have 4 CSW games here. And who else could we feature in round one except the one, the only, the Dave Wiegand, the machine himself on board one. Conrad, what are you looking forward to in this game?
Well, I thought the one Dave you meant David Brown because it seems like we have 2 Daves or Davids here. To be honest, I'm looking forward to seeing what Dave does with the Z being the first tile he picked out of the bag. But you know, Dave obviously having won multiple national championships in the past and kind of the I don't know at this point undisputed best player in North America, at least for the time being. I expect lots of points, lots of words, and hopefully some funny words spelled out on the rack.
Oh, Dave is always one to spell out funny words on his
Yeah.
rack. We know there's infinite entertainment value there. This is a fun turn. EEEIORZ. That Z is so powerful, especially in CSW, but not a lot of options with it. Are you looking to plunk it for 24 with ZEE? Would you play Erie here? Maybe set up a ZE overlap next turn? Maybe throw back? What are you thinking, Conrad?
So I think part of it is like, right, this is the first turn or the first turn of the tournament. So I'm like I don't want to think too hard. And ZE is just like, all right, 24 points, keep some okay tiles. Like let's not overcomplicate it on the first turn. Ask me in round 9, maybe I'd tell you something different. But
Yeah.
what do you think? Obviously Z is coming down, but
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of options there. Maybe EE, maybe Erie. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of options. I can't tell you for sure one's better than the other, except Dave did this one, so it's probably the right
yeah,
thing
and
to
then
do.
he immediately drew Heroic. So
Yeah, perfect. So Dave is going to open with ZEE and hit a bingo into his EIOR leave, and David Brown is also going to bingo this turn as he's drawn Elation and its anagram Elanto.
yeah.
Both of those play underneath ZEE right now, so he's just got to pick his favorite spot. All of these options are going to give back some significant overlap opportunities, but we know that Dave Wiegand's not looking to overlap. He's looking to bingo next turn.
Yeah.
So we'll see some points. We'll see some fireworks scored. Elation does come down. This is the highest scoring option for David, and he's wasting very little time to throw it down. And Wiegand to respond with his own awesome rack. We
Yeah.
are off to the races here.
Did seem like Ilanto might have been a slightly better play there, though. A little less aggro. I don't know if you really, after a play like ZEE, you really need to put that O right there. Maybe force Dave to play a 5-letter word to the triple or something. Um, in this case, obviously we know Dave's going to bingo, but
Yeah. Definitely maybe some more to think about on that turn, but Elation's come down, and now Dave's going to have to pick his favorite bingo here. Inceptor and Entropic both play through that N for 74, and Periodic, PERIOTIC, plays for 74, as well as does the 7. Heroic, as Conrad mentioned, plays in a number of spots. So lots of bingo options for Dave. They each score between 72 and 74, and he gets to pick his favorite one here. Which one do you like, Conrad?
well, I'm not 100% sure on whether or not periodic takes an S. I feel like it doesn't, and so I'd be inclined to put it in the kind of funny spot. But oh nope, it does take an S. I'm full of it.
So this
Well,
is periotic, is a
it
bone of the middle ear. So peri around otic ear. I guess that's what that comes
I
from.
thought it
Yeah.
meant around the ear. I didn't think it was a bone around the ear.
Yeah, it's literally a bone. So it does take an
All
S
right,
here. And
fine.
I'm certain Dave knows whether this takes an S or
Yeah,
not. And perhaps he can test David's word knowledge here by setting up an S spot.
yeah,
That would be fun. Definitely an interesting one.
yeah. Could be kind of cool. We'll see.
That was a fun turn.
Yeah,
And David's going to have a fun turn next turn as well. 6 consonants and a blank. Some scoring opportunity for sure. And we'll see what he chooses to do. But first, Dave's got to pick his favorite bingo. You see, he's set up periodic on his board or on his rack. And yeah, got to wonder which spot. He's moving that I from one spot to the other. He's really playing with this.
yeah.
Where do I want to end this word? Do I think David knows it takes an S? Am I willing to roll the dice? This is fun.
Yeah. I mean, even so, it's still probably the right play. I don't know. Yeah, to put it right before the double word would certainly be interesting. But sure enough, he's going to play periodic. Um, got chat on my phone this weekend, but a little hello to David Firstman. I see Natalie in the chat.
Yeah, we
Lots
got
of good folks. We're excited to have you here from all around the world, and you'll get to listen to me and Matt all weekend.
not all weekend. We will have a little celebrity shot come in. Jesse Day
That's
has
true.
offered his talents. He's going to jump on the headset for one game tomorrow, or to spell Conrad for one game and me for one game. So two
Yeah.
games of Jesse Day and 19 games of both Matt and Conrad on the headset for y'all.
Yeah. Oh, and here comes the challenge on periodic. So that pretty safely lets us know that David does not know what the answer is going to be.
So another nickel for Dave after that. And you have to assume after the challenge on this word, probably not a lot of confidence from David that it
Right.
takes an S. So we might see another nickel come down when or if Dave Wiegand draws an S and plays it
Yeah.
there.
Do you want to give a little primer for folks who maybe knew about how the challenge rule works here versus what folks will be seeing in the afternoon?
Yes, so this is CSW. In general, CSW play is 5 point challenge, meaning David Brown has to give Dave Wiegand 5 extra points because he challenged that word. Had David Brown been correct, Dave would have had to take his play back and lost a turn. But because periodic is a word, Dave gets 5 extra points, puts it at 103 to 77 in Dave's favor. And David now has to be excited about that I that's exposed. He needed a vowel and he's drawn one or he's found one. Wight looks to be a very standard play here, sets up that S strongly for him
That's
as
great.
well. I really don't think there's much more to think about here. That's got to be the right play for him.
Yep, it seems right. Seems right to me. He's probably just catching up on his tracking or whatever after the challenge, but I expect it to come down pretty quickly here, and then we'll see what Dave can pull off here.
Yeah, Dave looks like he's got a bingo rack. I run it through the engine, and assuming white is the play, and there it comes. The clock was just hit. There are actually no available bingos for Dave,
Hmm.
so this is a kind of frustrating one. You see that floating EL, that floating EA. You see an E and another P to work with. You think probably you're going to bingo out of this rack,
Yeah,
and not going to happen. He's going to take some time, I bet. Look for some nines, look for some fun stuff, and just a lot of sad options
yeah.
aside from the bingos. Like, what do you do? Nap
He's gonna
and
play
stab?
nap for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Look for 3 minutes. No, there's no bonuses. Okay, we'll play nap.
yeah, just a sad day. But
Yeah,
there's actually no such thing as a sad day in New Orleans. What a freaking awesome tournament. I'm so happy to be here. All the players are so happy to be here. And super kudos to the entire team, Lindsay and Lila and Kate, putting this thing together. Austin, of course, as well. Oh man, I'm so stoked to be here. 20 games of Scrabble with all my besties.
and I don't have to play. I just get to sit here and look at. I know you might have other opinions about maybe wanting to play, but
I told myself a few months ago, Matt, I'm gonna hit the dictionary hard. I'm gonna study words again now that I've graduated and have some time, and I'm gonna come in and surprise some people at this tournament. And then I never studied a single word, and they asked me to commentate. So I think it all kind of worked out.
oh,
And I guess I put my talents to use here or something, I suppose.
yeah.
David
Well,
has lined up Panery. I don't know what he's looking at, but
he's just doing Dave things.
yeah, Dave is one who will always spell out funny words on his rack for the stream. He gives us the content that
Yeah,
we crave, and I appreciate having
yeah.
Dave on stream all the time, no matter what.
And sure enough, we waited about 2 minutes, then Dave played nap.
Yep, yep, that's Scrabble for you. All
Yeah,
right, so Nap comes down. David has a great rack here, ADNRSU blank, and he is going to be able to capitalize on that white spot that he just set up. A number of bingos here. He just kind of
yeah,
picks his favorite, and really, I don't think should spend much time. Just pick one you like and put it down and move on with your life. Maybe Durnas, Dhurnas, and whites. I don't know. Just any bingo there scores 88. Just pick one.
yeah. I know he had a dance sewer spelled out. That's probably the one that's the most different because it sets up a larger J spot as well as kind of opening the bottom right side of the board, especially him not knowing that periodic takes an S. It's a little bit different, but not worth spending a bunch of time on, I don't think.
That's gotta be terrifying if you're David Brown, like, you just lost 5 points on this periodic word, and it doesn't look like it takes an S, but You can't be certain of that, and playing against Dave Wiegand, you can be certain that he knows the answer.
Yep.
I'd be looking if I could to try to obstruct that
Yeah.
spot, but there's not a great way to do that. And even after a play like Don Sewer, you can't muddy up the spot unless you're hitting a bingo to that
Right.
R, which is going to be unlikely. You're not going to score 12 points and make a little jinky 5 tile play to the R or something. So just got to leave it there, I think, and open up other spots. And if Dave puts an S there, well, he fooled me. I
Yep.
learned a new word.
Yeah.
Unrads.
Oh. So we wanted to do the stream. Get rid of me.
I mean, when Jesse gets here, we
Okay.
will unrad the stream,
All
at
right.
least for one game.
Well, it's got to be done sometimes.
Shout out to Kevin Durant. That's a playable bingo as well.
Yeah.
Durant's and White's also 88.
Shout out to 69 tiles remain in the game.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yes.
These are important things. Once we've run out of things to talk about, we can. Oh, Sunrad. Son Brad.
Son
Brad
Brad.
Whitmarsh. He's, playing in the tournament. He's feeling nice and sunny.
Yeah, he's just got to pick one. I'd honestly be concerned that he's taking so much time here. And
Yeah.
David is a guy I played many years ago, and I remember he was slow and methodical to a point that I think he went over time in like each
Mhm.
game we played.
Okay.
So I mean, that's like a 2 game sample, and he's obviously evolved quite a bit as a player since then. But you can't be wasting more time here. Just play something. They're all going to
Right.
score 88. Just do one.
Yeah.
But your mileage may vary. Maybe he's got a compelling reason for taking all this time. I'm not sure. And
Could just be nerves.
all right, so he has indeed picked one. It looks like it's going to be Draunts, Draunts. That'll be 88 points and put David ahead 189 to 124. Although Dave Wiegand has that second blank on his rack, and after he wasn't able to bingo last turn, he won't be able to bingo again this turn.
So I say I didn't see anything, but I guess you've now confirmed.
That's a killer break. After you play a play like Nap holding AR in blank, like you really ought to bingo, right? But no, you're gonna
Yeah.
draw OOV and lose another or waste another turn. I guess he's gonna play COO for 23 or something here. I don't know. I'm not looking to muddy up that double double. If I have bingo prone stuff, I want the double double to stay available.
Yeah. Could play something like Arvo maybe to kind of ensure the board stays open for a bit. I don't know.
You're saying Arvo and PO?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's necessarily good, but worth considering.
Yeah, I mean, probably looking to open another spot.
Yeah.
If you're Dave, you have to feel good knowing that Perry Odik's spot is going to stay there. And so if the board looks a little closed, you know that it's not actually that closed. So that's nice for him. Got a little back pocket escape plan if you do fall behind.
It's part of why I don't want to play COO here because it all of a sudden makes that hook a lot more blockable where otherwise right now I'd rather force my opponent to block there.
Yeah, and COO, the other thing I don't like about that is you hold ANRV blank, which is okay in a vacuum, but you're looking to double double through that N.
Yeah.
ANRV blank is probably not double doubling through an N. That's just not the right combination.
Yeah,
So
you're going to need an I or an E, which are the most likely things to draw for like an ING word or something, but you don't want to rely on that. You want to maximize, I think, your odds of bingoing next turn.
yep, yep. So this is a good turn. This is definitely an instructional turn. Lots of good options that are all pretty similar. Once again, Dave's got to make sure he's not missing a bingo here, but I think this one's a little more straightforward. That OOV combination is just such a killer for him.
Yeah. And you're only looking through the N pretty much, like okay, I went through it, didn't find any non-words, like
Right.
probably safe.
And yeah, you'd see sevens in this rack if you're Dave in
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah.
So probably not going to spend as much time here, but he's got to deliberate between these options. I kind of like a play like Nova and PA, 18 points, but I'm really looking to get rid of that N if possible. If I'm trying to bingo through an N, I don't want to keep an N on my
Yeah.
rack as well. So that's something else that he could do. Just kind of play on the top right part of the board instead. Keep his options open for next turn and capitalize.
Only reason I would maybe consider keeping the N over the R is because of that drawn spot. You're most likely to play an ION bingo there with leaving ON blank and a billion I's left. Probably gives it a little more power than usual, but Arvo or Nova feels pretty right to me. Guess you could do just Ova, maybe. Actually, I don't hate either.
Yeah, just OVA, set up your in is a reasonable option as well.
Yeah.
Guarantee 2 different bingo lines on the board for yourself next turn. So good options for Dave here, but again, gotta be frustrating. AR in blank and I didn't bingo.
Yeah.
Rough.
Dave's probably already thinking about like dinner tonight, or I don't know.
I don't think he's thinking about food. I think he's thinking about maybe something a little more liquid,
Oh,
but
true. Coffee, right?
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Or chicory since we're in New
Right.
Orleans,
True.
right?
True.
Running Quackle, apparently Dave was about 75% to draw bingo on this turn, and of course he failed to do so. His
Yeah.
average score is 69 points. Nice. And
Yeah.
he's going to get, what, 20 instead or something?
420. Playoff 4 tiles get 20 points.
Very
What?
good. Yeah. All right, we got all the funny numbers. Any more funny numbers, you can drop them in chat, and we will get those as well.
5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5.
Yes.
It's a perfectly reasonable turn to spend a lot of time on. He has Vor spelled out. I'm assuming he would play that in the top right, not the
Yeah.
bottom left. But
VOAR would play making PA and ER. I think that's fine. It just, I
it's
don't know.
harder to open the board later on.
Yeah, you're gonna wall yourself in with the deficit, but holding that second blank, it's not really a deficit. This is close to a 50-50 game.
Yeah.
And with that periodic spot available, like,
Right.
okay, well, maybe the odds are even still in Dave's favor to win this game. David Brown is a really interesting play. AECIA through the C and periodic. That would
Oh,
obstruct that
beautiful. Yeah.
spot. That would get out of a bunch of these vowels all at once. So that could be cool
Yeah.
and would make Dave sad as it takes that spot away.
Yeah.
But we'll see how fishy Dave's next play is. If you're David, you see Dave Wiegand played Nap, and now he's going to play like Ova. Okay, he's got to be in bingo range. Can you make a play like Ishia and open huge spots, open easy bingo lines? I think Ishia is such a good play that you have to. But
And the bingos will give you back the other triples to work with. So you're at least anytime you can kind of set up a bingo that doesn't hit the double word score on what is it, row 14 or 2 or column B and N, that's like usually a pretty good spot to open with a lead. You also like ACA, you feel a little safer that Dave probably doesn't have the X. That would set up the Wex spot.
oh, that's right, Wex would become available.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if Dave is fishy like this, he's not sitting on an
Yeah.
X unless he draws it.
Yeah. If I pretty much no matter what, Dave plays as a non-bingo, I'm slamming ACS so fast. Especially with all the E's unseen. A lot of eyes left. You got to get rid of at least one.
All right, so here's
there
the
comes
play.
Ova.
It is indeed Ova. I think we like this.
We did some analysis.
We
We
did.
did the thing.
We did the thing, and we'll see if Dave actually draws a bingo this time
Yeah.
into NOR instead.
David has Ali spelled out, which looks like it would go on the top right. So I don't think he's seen Asia. I haven't seen him spell it out
man.
at all yet.
Oh man, Asia is just such a good
Yeah.
play compared to his other options. This would be a killer miss if he doesn't spot it.
Yeah. That looks like Dave is trying his best to
My
well
God.
he's trying his best to do something. I'm not sure what it is.
So Dave, once again, I think has missed on a bingo,
Yeah.
which is nuts.
Yeah.
But, it's a long game.
Dave's
Can't-
playing the long game.
You can't go on tilt after 1 or 2 bad draws, and I'm sure Dave will not do that. He's played so many games of Scrabble. He's got to be used to missing sometimes, and he'll keep
Yeah.
his cool.
I don't know. I think he's mostly used to winning, but
He does do that a lot. Does do that a lot.
So yeah, this is only so much we can say here. Just
David Brown needs to find Asia. It's 34 points.
I mean, the play he has spelled out isn't bad. Like Liaise is a nice play. It's not necessarily the one he wants to make, but it's
yeah,
it's
you
not
can
a bad
score
play.
33. It underlaps beneath Nap. It's a good play, but if you can score 34 and hold on to your S, that looks awesome. I guess one nice thing about Lays is it does take away the double opportunities. Dave, you've got to have him pegged in bingo range. You don't want to get doubled for 90, but Ishia needs to be spotted.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's had Liaise spelled out 2 or 3 times over the last few minutes. So I think at this point he's pretty much just debating Liaise and Ali.
It'd be a big missed opportunity.
So Evil Budgie is saying that he prefers C11 for OVO, which I don't think I agree with. I would rather, with a deficit, keep the board pretty wide open, especially when you're at an advantage over your opponent, kind of general skill-wise. I'm not sure why you'd want to leave the top right so alone there with such a powerful leave, but then he, drew what he drew. But now Droney's going to play really well after Liège here, so
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
is going to backfire a bit for David, I think.
Yeah, so Ishia was indeed missed, and as Conrad said, Droney is almost definitely going to be Dave Wiegand's play. This one's going to come down really quick, I think. Drony, making LOIN and NAY is 34 points. R blank, open a triple triple with the blank on your rack. You know your opponent doesn't have one because he's already played the other one. That's going to be an awesome play for Dave. And there's not much more to think about here. Just take his diligence, make sure he's not missing any bingos. Look at that NA, see if he's got 9 opportunities. Engine says he doesn't, so I think Droney comes down beneath Liège.
Yeah.
You never played Droney and a Nova here, right, Conrad?
No.
5-point sacrifice, close the board for some reason.
Yeah.
there's
No,
no reason to do
that
that.
D is in a great spot for Dave. Just he's taken out the double letter score, so David is going to have to open the board if he wants to take out the triple lane, pretty much guarantee.
Yeah, open it up the top or down to the bottom, but either way, he's opening something.
Yeah. So I would expect Droney to come down pretty soon, and this is kind of the difference is Dave Wiegand will never miss a play like ACF.
Yeah, Dave's gonna Dave.
And that may well be the difference in this game if Dave manages to come back, because if I'm in David's position, I don't like this board. I really don't.
Yeah, I never want to have a triple open against Dave Wiegand when I'm ahead. But with the rack that David Brown has, there's very little he can do. I think JAM and MZEE
Yeah.
is kind of I must play this. It's way better than my other options.
Yeah.
I don't see any way at all to obstruct the D in the triple. So he's just going to have to leave it alone. And Dave Wiegand is going to get to play with that D. He's got a fun word. He's finally drawn a bingo, assuming the D stays available. And again, I can't imagine it gets blocked with what David's got on his rack.
Yeah.
So no triples for Dave Wiegand, but there is one playable bingo on the board as it currently stands.
Yeah.
And Dave won't miss it.
It's possible that, David might decide to, block the D at all costs. I don't know. Sometimes that's what happens in life. But jam is so good. It's so good.
Yeah. I don't even know what flavor that jam is, and it's still good.
Mhm.
Sorry, I'll be here all weekend. Y'all are stuck with me. If you don't like my bad puns,
Then you'll have to deal with mine.
Yeah, exactly. Just double trouble here.
So Womble asks about Droney making Nova doesn't open the triple, but as the Adam notes, yeah, Dave kind of wants to have that triple open right now as he's losing and has a blank. So this is one of those times where playing offensively is in your favor.
Opening opportunities to bingo and score a lot of points when you're down is indeed how you're supposed to play this game, and Dave's done a great job of it.
I wonder if he's seen. You think he's seen MZ? I feel like if he had, because he's only spelled out Jamb with a B thus far. He's never spelled out JAM on its own. So I wonder if he doesn't see the spot.
He may not. I don't know to what degree David Brown has Collins experience right now, but that is very much like a Collins word that
He
I
knows.
would
Oh,
never
he
even
knows it.
spot it.
Oh, he knows it for sure. He's played a lot of Collins events over the last couple years.
Okay.
Like he's based in Colorado now, I think. So
Okay, so he's
a
got
lot
the
of stuff.
Collins experience. I'd miss it just because I wouldn't think Z has a front hook, but once you've played even just a little bit of Collins, like that's a word you should see.
Also, just because ZEE was the first place, like when I see ZEE come down, I'm like, do I have an M? It's
Okay,
one of, like
yeah.
eventually you're just like JOE comes down to a
Yeah.
SJOE. It's one of
Yeah.
those things where you just like, because it's so missable otherwise that it just gets beaten into your head.
This chat, y'all need some coffee or something. Okay, somebody did indeed finally spoil Dave's bingo. I see it up there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
generally when a player draws a bingo, like 8 different people in chat have to like impulsively just drop it immediately.
To be fair, most of those people are playing Scrabble in this room right now.
That's a great point. Yes. Okay, you are correct. So
and the other ones are probably not awake yet.
Well, they need to wake up. They need to get some coffee and solve these puzzles for me because I don't want to have to look at Quackle.
Yeah,
Chat, y'all be smart. Y'all tell me what these players are doing.
yeah,
There's a lot of good players who aren't here this weekend. Come on, get in the chat. Help me out. I had a long night last night. I need some assistance.
yeah, yeah. How was your first night in New Orleans? Let's tell the chat. How was your fun board last night?
Oh man, my blackjack dealer got 21 7 out of 8 hands. It was
Mm,
insulting.
mm,
It's like this can't be real life.
yeah,
But it was real life and now I'm short $250. So, what happens in New Orleans, baby? Chat's asking, is there no other bingo? No, Dave just has the one fun board. That is it. And so if the D does get blocked for whatever reason, that'd be nuts. David missing another play here. Oh
yeah,
man, that MZEE spot, I don't think he saw it. JAMB for 34 instead his play. It's two blunders in two turns, and
yeah,
it's tough to play on stream. It's tough to shake off the cobwebs round one of a tournament. And I know a lot of these players got in very late last night. There was a lot of fun travel stuff going on. But
yeah.
yeah,
This
dang,
this
missed
may actually
opportunities.
this may work in his favor though, because Dave will find fun boards. He's spelling it out right now, I think. And so David's actually going to get to capitalize on the J for himself, which is probably maybe more than he would have been able to say otherwise. So,
Overdraw. David
oh,
is overdrawn. Let's see. Is that a B and an I
I
and
see a B and an I, and the B is going in the bag. So I'm assuming we'll see another I. I'm
probably
assuming,
I or U or something?
yeah, which
Um,
would mean he would have. I'm expecting three eyes on the rack in a sec here because he already had one, and so I may have spoken too soon because
There's going to be an I or a U, I bet.
yeah, well the U would be a little better for at least having Jut or something.
We'll see. We'll see what he draws. The suspense is killing me. Just kidding. Not really. But
Yeah.
why hasn't Dave played Fun Board yet?
He's probably looking through the J and the A. I don't know. Ooh,
Oh my God. Yeah, three I's and a U. We were
yeah,
both correct. That
yeah,
killer. Ouch.
yeah. I mean, it's never good when you're kind of forced to play a Jut for 30, leaving three eyes.
And yet that's what he's going to have to do, I
Eyes do.
think.
That's what's coming. Yeah,
If Fun Board comes down, that'll be 83 points and put Wiegand ahead by 1.
yeah. Wow.
And then after Jet comes down for 30, David's holding
Yeah.
3 eyes. This will be an interesting game, yeah.
Want to say hi to my mom?
Hi, Conrad's mom. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream.
Hi, mom. Everyone should give my mom a warm welcome.
I'd say hi to my mom too, but she's not here. I'd say hi to my dad. He is here. We're tearing up New Orleans together. Let's go.
Yeah. And there's fun board.
Here it comes.
What a fun board it is. You know, one of my favorite phonies, I think I've gotten away with it like 4 or 5 times, is multi. MULTI.
Yep.
That's an OP phony if you like don't know it.
Yeah, that's a good one. You think we're gonna see a challenge on Fun Board?
I mean, look, I would probably give him 5 points for it, so I'm assuming David is too, but I don't know.
Oh man. Do you play Jut here or do you play Ilium?
Mm, Ilium.
Ilium plays in 2 spots. There's that MZEE spot that's 24 points.
Yeah, I was gonna say Muil is also an interesting hedge because you block the J, but you do keep two eyes. I think
There
that's worth a thought as well.
only 2 eyes left to be drawn in this
Oh,
game,
okay.
so you're
We're down to two.
not
Okay.
as worried about it.
Yeah.
Well, because 3 of them are on friggin' Dave's rack right
Right.
now.
Yeah.
Ilium also plays next to Jam, and Draunt. You can make OBI, ID, UR, and MA, sneak it in there for 25, and it sets up the T with that back obit spot. I don't think it's a huge concern that Jay's probably getting blocked, but
Yeah.
here's a 5 points. If Dave's going to go up by 1, might as well let him go up by 6 instead. So another challenge from David Brown. We know this one will also come back as valid. And Dave Wiegand now 262 to 256 has the lead.
So I wondered if Muil set up the because he's keeping IT for obit and AM. Those are the good spots, but I'm not sure what else you're gonna put next to MU efficiently. So definitely gonna warrant some thought on David's part.
Yeah. I think, man, there are 8 E's still in the bag right
Yeah.
now. That is spicy.
Yeah. Too bad FU isn't a word because Ilium would play quite nicely.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah. But no FU.
No FU.
F Evans, actually.
Yeah.
He's taking strays and he's not even here. but that's the way I prefer it.
Yeah.
Man,
Hello to Nemo and to Muffin with Tentacle. Tentacle with Muffin. Speaking of people who will find all the bingos and is not with us this weekend, Muffin with Tentacle.
I will say that not coming to New Orleans is always a poor decision. I will endorse this tournament until the day I die or until they stop putting it together, one of those two. But if you're not here this year, it's always MLK weekend, that third weekend in January. You really want to circle this one on your calendar for next year. There's TWL, there's CSW, there's open divisions if you want to play the top dogs, there's light divisions if your rating puts you down there and you don't want to play the top dogs. There's great food, there's great beer, there's great company. It's always the first weekend of the NFL playoffs too, so there's great football. Like it's an awesome way to kick off your year,
Yeah,
and it's a treat. And if you're not here, I hope you regret your decision and you rectify that next year.
yeah. And I can say that this event has happened 12 times now, and I've been here 12 times. So let that be my recommendation. I do, however, recommend that Dave play maybe KY, make his opponent a little jelly about how many points he can score while keeping a good leave.
Yeah, so Judd holding 3 eyes was the move for David. Ilium, I think, was another missed opportunity. That's
Yeah,
just blunder, blunder, blunder. It's tough. It's
yeah,
tough to play on stream. It's tough to play at a high level, but man, a lot of opportunity left on the
yeah.
table.
But that's the difference between Dave Wiegand and literally everybody else. He just won't game after game. He's just not gonna do that.
Yeah, he's just going to consistently make excellent plays. He's
Yeah,
not going to leave opportunities on the table.
yeah,
And Dave's going to Dave, man. All right. So Dave's got a lot of good options here. Again, Conrad suggesting KY for 36 points. I'm looking at this unseen pool, CDEST, with all of those E's unseen. Like maybe I'll draw deceits or something, but a cestode if I pick up an E and another vowel, crested if I
yeah,
pick up an E and an R. You have to assume an E is going to be one of those tiles you pull out,
yeah.
unless
Co-edit
it's not.
co-edits also with the OI, Diceus with the II. Like all the most likely draws are all bingo, 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 bingo.
Yeah, so CDEST looks to be a fire leave. He's also got Dyke available if he wants to play one more consonant, DYKE to the E and periodic, making DEL and YEA's 30 points. But KY just looks so solid. It seems like it's going to hit with a lot of the stuff
Yeah.
in this pool.
Chat notes. David now has Ilium spelled out on his rack. You think he realizes his mistake now?
I hope he doesn't. It's really hard to get that stuff
I
out of your
know.
head,
Yeah.
but and he has seen it this turn, although, well, maybe he saw it last turn and no, he picked up a second U. It's not like he was saving it.
Right.
He just drew another U, and this time he's gonna find it,
Yeah.
and maybe he'll even play it. I wonder which spot he'll play it in.
Yeah. I think David's going to need to bingo again. I think if he can bingo again, I think he's got a shot at winning the game. But assume Dave's going to play KY and will bingo again this game. So Ilium, kind of, it's something. Like getting it the second time is still better than getting it not at all.
Correct.
I
What do you
think.
think Dave's bingo percentage is after KY?
I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be a little bit higher because Quackle's going to assume that David will play. They're all caution to the wind, so in the 45 to 50% range, maybe.
Yeah, this is baffling to me. Quackle has it at 26%, which I thought it would be much higher. We were talking about how much we like
Oh,
that CDEST leave, but I guess there's too many E's. And CDEST without like crested or something is actually not going to bingo that often. I'm not sure, but I would have had it pegged as a much higher bingo chance than just 26.
yeah.
Maybe
I'm
Dave's not going to bingo again.
I'm surprised. Yeah.
For those wondering how I'm getting these numbers, Quackle is an engine. Some people hate it, some people love it, but it is a very good engine that uses Monte Carlo simulation. Ooh,
Oh,
bite ace.
oh, Dave not doing what we expected at all.
He's holding DK. Scoring 40 points.
Donkey Kong flex on Jesse Day.
Yeah, wow, that is an interesting choice. We'll see. Maybe Dave is saying, I don't need to bingo to win this game. I'm
But
just gonna
KY is still a
score.
great play. Like it scores 36.
And he's playing off this S that he needs for the periodic spot.
And
That's
he saw
very
KY, I think, unless he missed OK, which I agree, "awk" should not be a word. It's the stupidest word in any dictionary, but
oh man, Ilium is not David Brown's best play
oh
either.
yeah, wow, I
Wow.
would not know that word. Like,
Oh
happy to announce.
oh my goodness. Okay, so Dave Brown has an 8-letter word through the LO in the bottom left side of the board. He can play Limuloid for 30. That would be incredible.
For what it's worth, I'm pretty sure of the 5 tiles that Dave drew, which was IEEOT, like, almost every single combination of that draws a bingo. Even, uh, TO, I
Yes,
or
yes.
wait,
TO. No,
no.
the T would have been
TO and
huge
T,
trouble.
yeah, TO and T, yeah. TE is fine. I am yeah, that is an
Cites is so strange. I mean, unless David counted it as 50 instead of 40 or something, like that is such a strange decision to me. I'm not going to
yeah.
question Dave Wiegand, a lot, but that really feels off to me.
I mean, I guess his thought here, right? So he knows that David does not know periodic takes an S, right?
Right.
So now the board's dead. Like, David has 1 turn to do something. Dave's keeping tiles in reserve. There's something to be said for like trying to keep the control on your side, I guess.
I don't know. It was very, very curious decision, and we'll
Yeah,
see if it
yeah,
has consequences. Both players now, I think, have left opportunities on the table, but one of
yeah,
them has to win this game.
yep,
Dave Wiegand has EIKED down from the E in Liaise. I think that's pretty standard best play, but it does obscure that periodic spot. Now, he doesn't have an S anymore. There's one S that's
yeah,
unseen to him. He may draw it, and that could be a game winning play, not if he obstructs it.
yeah,
But what else could he do here?
yeah. I mean, like, once you commit to a play like Sight Haze, it's really weird to then just turn around and like play offense again. I understand EIKED is a great play, but there's something to be said for like committing to your strategy and not upending it immediately. But is there any?
DOEK to the left side of Drance is 30 or 24, holds EIT.
Don't hate it.
11 vowels in the pool of 26 unseen, so we're maybe a little bit vowel heavy, but nothing alarming.
Yeah.
EIT is an okay leave. I will
Well,
point out that the Q and the X are both unseen. The X doesn't
this
seem
is
to
gonna be
have.
GG for Dave. It looks like, because David's drawn hairline to that E that just got opened,
Wow.
and this is it's why I absolutely like, if you're gonna stick to like, if you're gonna pick a strategy like Cites, you can't go back and do something like Eked, because that makes the sacrifice you made on Cites way bigger.
So yeah, hairline's coming down right away. Dave doesn't even turn the board. He's just throwing it
Yeah,
down. And wow, out of a terrible pool, Wiegand has found some really good stuff.
yeah,
That Q, the V, the X still in the bag. That Q could be a big Trojan horse.
yeah,
Um,
and OWT underneath, leaving beer. 2 beer. His rack is 2 beer.
2 beer. I think he'll have a couple more than 2 this weekend if I know Dave. But OWT holding beer, 40 points. Man, that Q is going to complicate this end game, though.
Yeah,
Let's see. If David pulls it here, this might be spicy yet. If he leaves it in the bag, he's in commanding position.
yeah.
Big draw. Big draw. Let's see what he's
Odds
got.
that Dave spells out 2 beer.
100%. Actually, I don't know if he's going to troll now that he's getting
Yeah.
crushed.
Hmm.
Oh man, David is keeping us in suspense. He's not
No.
turning over those tiles yet. He's doing all of his paperwork, making sure he doesn't get distracted, not giving away any tells. But I really want to see if that Q came out of the bag or if it's one of the 8 that he left in.
Yeah.
And he's got
And if
brew,
if he left the X in, perhaps 2 beer. Called it.
2 beer. Yeah,
Called it.
100%,
Who called it?
100%. Very
Who called
good.
it?
You know Dave. Dave gonna Dave.
Yeah. I do want to call out Jalapick1 in the chat, noting that hairline is not something that David Brown struggles with. I
No.
appreciate that comment. Oh boy. Oh boy. That is,
Whoa. Squeegee almost,
yeah.
but yeah, okay, so he has found the Q, he hasn't found the I, he left the X in the bag, and Dave Wiegand with EWT holding Boar You chose not to keep beer.
Oh, and Dave left the
Whoa.
X in the bag too.
Oh, okay. This is going to be interesting.
Oh,
EEEGLQF.
shekel almost fits. So close.
Shekel would be so good.
I mean, so the nice thing is here, right? With Ume being good now, after QI for 11, David's got some pretty solid comebacks on the left side to keep scoring. So like, the fact that he has QI for 11 is at least a relief.
You have to play the Q
I think you
here.
have
You have
to.
to, because I mean,
Yeah.
even if you draw that last eye, I guess you've got QI and ID, but you're hoping now that you draw this eye. If Dave makes that spot go away, you're just done.
Yeah.
You're gonna eat the Q and lose the game. I think you have to plunk it for
Yeah.
11 and just hope that this rack takes you
Yeah.
somewhere.
And he's still up 27. It's not like the game's not over, right? Like he's still got a lead. And Dave's not really threatening any huge X plays, right?
Yeah, no, I don't see any good X opportunities on this board right now. Dave would have to set something up.
So I think he's actually, all things considered, the fact that he drew 3 E's and an S was a relief. Because he's leaving a 6 on his rack is pretty nice when you got that scoring spot over on the left there.
Yep.
So all things considered, could have been worse.
You know, for fun board being on this board, this is a board shape that most people would not call fun. Kind of that diagonal line, and it's hard to get to that top quadrant at all, that top left corner. I love these boards.
Oh, yeah.
Conrad and I both live and die for these boards, but most people hate them. So we think this is a fun board. We think
Yeah.
this is going to be a fun, complicated end game. But some people just like to make big words and, hit every single triple word square. Your mileage may vary. We all play this game for different reasons.
Yeah. Well, I'm interested. I think they both have a reasonable amount of time. I'm getting clock blocked here. Oh, so David actually has more time than Dave. I wouldn't have realized that from having not looked at I have some UI elements over my computer, but I also have my phone up. But I think this is a very fun board.
All right, so unseen to Dave now. EEEEGGILOSX. That's tough. A lot of good stuff. Not a lot of scoring opportunities. I mean, we'd already talked about that. X isn't going to do much, but possibly some bingos, maybe.
Oh, the 4th E.
Oh my! How did you do that, Dave? Wow, wow, that's tough.
Normally 4 E's is bad. I think this is a time where it's possibly not a bad thing because it means your opponent won't have one.
Yeah,
He obviously has one, but as soon as Dave plays off his 1 E, with Ume being kind of the main spot.
Yeah, man.
All right, so Dave's going to play Fob, saving the solid leave of over. Makes enough sense as a play being low on time.
EEEEGLS for
see what
David
draws.
Brown.
Yeah.
VEE and Jamb looks to me to be pretty solid. Maybe VEG in the same spot if you want to hold all these E's. I don't know about that.
I have to imagine. No, I don't know if maybe it puts it in the wrong spot. Is there a positioning of GELEES with only one tile on the bag that just you're guaranteed to win? You score enough, you go out next turn.
I mean, that does give opportunities to stack the X if you play UME and NUS and Gelays.
But I think you're up.
If you play out next turn, you can live that X play, right?
Yeah.
Gelays for 25,
Yeah.
holds an E. If you draw the V, you've got outs. If you draw the O, you've got outs. If you draw the X, you've got outs. I think that might be a 100% win.
Yeah.
Unless, is there a bingo that it gives back?
Yeah.
Let's ask the duck. Yep, 100%.
Boom. All right, you're stuck with us all week. The only 100% winner. Let's go, team.
Yeah, very well, team. That was just you.
No, it's okay.
I clicked the button.
You clicked the button. We're a team.
I clicked the button.
We're a team. We're a team.
Yeah, with one tile on the back like this, you want to go out first.
Yeah.
And in a situation like this, if you play 2 tiles, you're probably going to have an outplay that Dave can block, and he's going to have perfect knowledge of your rack.
Yeah.
The GELEES is a good pre-end game play. It takes some planning and foresight, but these are the plays that top players make.
But that's why drawing that 4th E was so good, because it's immediately like, cool, going out. You can out into score well, boom, set.
Yeah, that E's going to help you go out. All right, so 100% to win for David Brown. He's missed some opportunities here, but he's got the chance to win the game.
Yeah.
Does he have the gall to do it? Is he confident enough? It's easy, I think, to play just Gelee here and save that S, thinking it'll help you, but it doesn't really help you very much. Not
Yeah.
on this board. You just got to go out in 2 and you'll win this game.
Especially if you don't know about the biggest hook for an S on the board in the first place.
Correct. Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is have the game come down to hooking your S like periodic.
I'm just shaking my head here, man.
Be
Dave
pooping myself.
Dave was in a great position. Sight Haste is a
Yeah, I don't
game-losing
know.
play, and we
I
can go
don't.
back and look at it, but
But
so strange.
so here's the thing: is Saites, I think if he continues to play closed, I think it was Saites and then completely upending your strategy with Eeks the next turn. I think it was that combination was the killer. Give rocks.
Looks like unseen. The chat saying unseen pool's not right. I don't see it. I think everything is fine. Oh no, it's not. Yeah, the
Yeah.
unseen pool's not
So there should
correct.
be an O in the bag, I
Yeah,
think.
there's one additional O. Unseen should be EGIOORVX. So we've got. We'll see if we can get that corrected.
I'm guessing that someone put out instead of ut.
Oh yeah, I bet they put OWT in the bottom left
Yeah.
instead of EWT when they or they've just got the wrong rack in right now. But unseen EGIOORVX, 100% winning play for David Brown.
Yeah.
How much time does he have?
He's got 3 minutes and 45 seconds left, and Dave has 2 minutes and 50 seconds left.
All right, man, it's so interesting just looking at the spectrum of plays that Quackle spat out. He's got a 100% winner. He's got multiple plays that win with 7 out of 8 draws in the bag. But very quickly these plays fall off.
Yeah.
Got to go out into David.
It's interesting that VEE, the one you had suggested, is still 7 out of 8 according to Quackle, which instinctively I'm a little surprised by because it just seems like weird stuff could happen. But
I think Quackle's probably not solved this out all the way. I think David will in many cases have just one outplay down the C column next to MUID, and
Yeah.
if Dave Wiegand blocks those, that can really complicate this game. I think also some of that is contingent upon seeing and knowing periodic and playing this in game perfectly,
True.
which again I don't think is in the
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah. He's so close to having Jelly spelled out on his rack, but still not.
All right, what is he doing now? He set up Glee. Oh, okay.
So to answer the question in chat, when Quackle says 100% to win, it is for the player that is on turn. And so in that case, yes, it would mean David. Uh-oh, GHEE coming down. I don't think that's quite as winning of a play.
Yeah, that's 6 out of 8 according to Quackle right now. And Dave has give rocks. So David Brown's going to reach into that bag and draw an O.
I think he blew the game.
He
There's
blew
no way that O is going to be good.
This is a game that nobody wanted to win.
Yeah.
And yet one of the players, like I said, one of the players has to. And it looks like it's going to be Dave Wiegand with that O in the bag. So
this is why I make plays like ZEE on the first turn, because I don't want to get into a situation like this. I don't want to have to think in the first game, because then I'm going to do something like play Gee and lose the game.
Dave has 4 wins here. He can play Giver and UME and NUR. He can play Goier. He can play Vogier, or he can play XI holding on to Grove. 4 winning plays for Dave Wiegand, and I'm sure that he will find at least one of these.
He's got Giver spelled out, but the benefit of Giver is that it sets up Fox as a second really good play. So I don't think he can play off OX first. You got to take that. I assume you have to take the points up front, or the playoff tiles up front.
Yeah, I really like Goier. It holds VX, but you've got Vox through the O and Vex through the E and P.
That's like the troll.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, I kept VX. What you gonna do about it?
Yeah, but Giver's the best end game for Dave here. Playing it now would put him up by 7. The best that David Brown can do is play OSE and hairlines for 26. He can't go out, and that would allow Dave to play his X and go out with Jambo and Vox.
Oh, right.
So not Vox from the V in Giver, but Vox from the V in Ova.
Okay, that's the second. I saw EXO, but I didn't. Yeah.
Wow, Jambo. It's a fun one.
I think it doesn't take an S. that only takes a K, maybe?
Oh, not in the right lexicon. Jambo only takes a K, and then once you put the K on it, you can do the fun S front
Yeah.
hook and make sick
There's
hook.
there's Giver.
There's Dave winning the game. Dave's gonna surviving a really strange play of sight ace and getting some help from David in a tough end games or pre-end game situation.
I wonder if David missed Ume. That's the only thing. Like, it's such a he had to have missed it, right? Gi makes no sense unless you don't see Ume. Like, if that play's not there, I think GHE is a good play. It's about as good as you're gonna do. Sets up your S. If you get one of the weird letters, you're good.
And you got to be shaking your head if you're David now. Like, dang,
Yeah.
I was not expecting to draw an O here. I was expecting easy outs, but when you have 100% and then you have a 75% play to win the game, and you pick 75, you're gonna lose 25% of the time, and that's what happened. Left the opportunity on the table. You had your shot. It's killer. Again, playing on stream is hard. I am terrible at Scrabble too. I'm not trying to knock David or anything, but man, it's got to be a killer. You had your chances to beat Dave Wiegand, and
Yeah.
just couldn't quite get it done.
Yeah, there's pretty much nothing he can do. I think he knows at this point he has 4 of those letters on his rack spell out lose.
And that's what's gonna happen here.
Yeah, he is the losey.
Losey.
Maybe it's time to play losey.
Losey and Prey.
Yeah, losey and geese.
This is a first game of 20 games from New Orleans. We got 4 Collins games this morning, 4 NWL games this afternoon. We'll repeat that schedule again tomorrow. So 4 more CSW in the morning, 4 more NWL tomorrow afternoon, and then on Monday, the final day, we'll have 4 more games. We're not going to promise a lexicon on there. We're just going to follow drama and high stakes and excitement.
And some hellos here to Wanderer 15, everybody's favorite. We're very sad he's not here this weekend, but a hello to the kitties. Will, I don't know when you got here, but Gelays was the only 100% win. Hello to Verbalobe. Hope it's not snowing too much where you are. Hello to Heroin to Birds, same about snow. And hello to Mount Boshi as well. And chat, let us know how the background noise is. We are kind of outside the tournament room, and all those aforementioned people we like to talk about who like to spam all the bingos in chat are currently sitting outside spamming the air.
Audio's perfect. All right. I
Cool.
don't need to hush those people because they're not picking it up. Huge shout out to Christian and Andrew for putting this together. They're running a bunch of tech stuff that I don't understand to try to filter out that background noise. And it seems like they put together a really cool rig here.
Yeah.
Dave misses Jambo, but plays the less sexy Vox and goes out. Dave's going to win this game 455 to 444. Even those 2 5-point challenges he picked up, he'd have won this game.